Right, so this is the first build update. Okay, video number 2, but the first update, first build update. Video number 1 was the unboxing. So in this one, basically I've started, and you know me, I mark off in green the bits that I've done. I'm into step 7. Okay, I've still a little bit to do on step 7, but I'm going to show you what I've done so far. Okay, on it. So far it's been absolutely fabulous. Typical TAMIYA kit, you're not going to have any problems with it anyway. So let's go down to the bench, let's have a look and see how far I've gotten on this so far. Alright, let's start off with the instructions. Now, when I looked at the it gives two options here, whether to have the winch on or not. And I was going, I'll have to have the winch on. And then I looked at the option that I'm doing. It's the transport version. It shows it without the winch, with the Red Ball Express. Okay, so I've decided to go with what it says. You know, the version I'm doing doesn't have the winch. So here we go. I've done that. Okay, just a little brace piece at the front, and the front bumper uses a different bumper than the one you'd use with the winch, obviously, because it's got a big cutout on it for the winch cable to go through. This one doesn't. Okay, so I've that done. Then I went ahead and built up the engine. It's only a couple of little pieces on it, but it went together very, very easily, very nicely indeed. Okay, so then we fitted the engine, and there was two hooks here to go onto the front of that. Okay, then we were on to the suspension pieces. Okay, so we had two little brackets here and here. They had to go on, and then our leaf springs, they went on. Okay, the exhaust pipe, that went on, clip slotted in there, two little holes here and a little hole there, glued up, went in, no problems, fell into position. Okay, now because we're doing this one down here, the one without the winch, okay, I didn't need this bar here, but everything else is needed. Okay, so I've marked it off twice, even though you only have done it once. Right, we've got this little piece here, okay, and then our two sets of leaf springs. Okay, so that's step 4, that was done. Right, step number 5, we made up the transfer case, we made up the fuel tank, and we put on our drum brakes. Okay, we can make up 6 of them. I'm going to have a look at all these pieces now in a few minutes. A few seconds, should I say. It's going to take a few minutes to get to this, because like I said, that's step 6 and I'm halfway through sort of step 7. Step 6, the great thing was you didn't have to build up any of this. It's already done up for you, so you're not going to have to worry about having it skew ways. Everything went on together nicely, so all you do is put a few covers on. B9, 3 of those covers. Okay, one here, one there, one there. They went on. There's our piece B21, which is a nice big piece. Okay, so then we have the reverse side of those. Okay, the other little covers from the other side, but the other covers we put on. Okay, so the other little covers have to go on, and a transfer case that went in as well. Then that got fitted to the chassis. Okay, now here it shows you what the finished piece will look like, this bottom section here. Right, and as you see, because I haven't got it marked off, I have not got those pieces done. But I do have the main drive shaft in. Okay, transfer box, that's in, with the little kind of a lug here to kind of keep it in place. So that's as far as I've done. And here is that piece. Okay, here's our engine, looking very smart indeed. Okay, our front bumper with the hooks, and the suspension pieces. Okay, and our steering rack, that's there as well. There's that little transfer box, that's all in place. There's the rear section. Okay, now there was a seam line running right down the center there, along here in the middle. Okay, so I just scraped that away, sanded it off, just in case you'll be able to see it at a later stage. Now is the best time to remove it. Okay, as you can see, some of it's a bit scrapey there where I removed it. But that's going to get covered with paint, you're not going to get to notice it. But if you were going to see it and see the old seam line, you would see that alright. Okay, here's our fuel can, our fuel tank. Okay, that went together. What was it? 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Very nicely, very neat. Lovely little piece. Okay, and we've got our drum brakes. Okay, they'll be going into the wheels with a poly cap there in the middle of that. Okay, so that's, like I said, halfway through step 7. So I'm going to finish off step 7, then move on, get another couple of steps done, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay. Right, so now I'm after pushing on a bit more, getting a lot more done. If you remember the last time I got as far as this section here, and I was sort of halfway through that, just had to fit on those 2 braces and that cross piece. Okay, there they are, they're in. I know I've got some of the wheels on, it's just purely because just keeps it up there out of the way. Wheels, as you can see from that, all the wheels are done. No problems with any of the wheels. Little poly cap. There we go. Little poly cap in. The brake hub thing went over that, and then the wheel went on over that. Quick sanding around on the wheels then. Give them a quick sanding. Okay, and as you can see, they're still a bit dirty from the sanding. Some bits of plastic still in there. It should all be kind of cleaned off before you can paint them anyway. So they're all done anyway, they're all there. Wheels are done. Also fitted the fuel tank and this little box here. Don't know what it is, could be a toolbox, I haven't the faintest idea what it is. Okay, but there they are, they're fitted as well. And the engine's fitted down the side. So that's all ready now for painting for that section. Then I went on to doing the cab. Okay, so with the seats, they went together. Then the gear levers and things, making sure they're left out. This one, C5, because C5 is only when you're attaching the winch or the winch. That's the if you're putting the winch in, you have to put in that, and if you're not putting the winch in, you have to kind of cover it over. So there's a little hole there, which I kind of covered over with a bit of sprue glue. There it is. Just closed up the hole really, more than anything else. Just you couldn't see through it. The driver, here he is. He's ready for painting. Okay. When he was being glue set, I had him in place. Okay, so I just popped him out there now. So he sits in there like that, and he fits in lovely, absolutely lovely he does. Okay, so there's our driver. And I also fitted the rest of the cab section, but not all of it. I didn't put in the the dashboard, because the dashboard is covered over by the steering wheel. It goes in here, clips on, well, it doesn't clip on, gets glued in here. Okay, but it's free, kind of. It doesn't it gets, should I say, it's blocked really by the steering wheel, so when you want to get in there to paint the details on it, you won't be able to. So what I decided to do was, I can fit that later, have it in here. Okay, so I know can go on, paint that as a separate piece. Okay, fit in the dials and all that, do you know what I mean? A little bit of black in the dial and whiten off the things, and there's a couple of decals to go onto that as well, so that can be painted as a separate piece. When all this is painted and everything else, then I can sort of glue that in then at a later stage, and double checked before I did all that I can do it, and there we go. That just it just sits in, so that will just get glued into place for a finish. Okay, it goes down a bit further, but it's there anyway, and that'll go on. Now, because I'm doing it that way, I can't fit the windscreen yet, okay? So I'm going to have to hold off on the windscreen for a little while, but I will be painting it as a separate piece, because you won't be able to spray after that, because once all that is in, you're going to get freaking spray all over everything else. So the windscreen will have to be sprayed as a separate piece. I will be putting on the lights, but I won't be putting on the front crash bar, because this piece here is to be painted as a separate thing, okay? The radiator. And if I put that piece on first, you know, this big grill cover here, if I put that on, as usual, I won't be able to get in behind to paint the radiator. So paint the radiator, paint that as a separate piece, then it can all kind of go together. Now when it came to the sides here, the engine covers at the sides, so I can get that into shot. I put it on one side and I've left it off on the other. Reason being, because it fits together, it does really fits together absolutely beautifully. Okay, when the engine is painted up and all that, you'll be able to see the engine in there, which I think is a nice idea. You know, you went to all the bother of building up the engine, and if you're going to go to the bother of painting the engine, at least now it can be seen. Okay, so that's as far as I've gotten. Okay, like I said, I'm going to be painting the windscreen as a separate piece. I will be putting on the mirror at a much later stage. There's a fire extinguisher, I think it's a fire extinguisher, not 100% sure, but I think it's a fire extinguisher. That can go on now in a few minutes, as can the lights. Okay, there's a couple of different lights. They can all go on and can get all painted up, because it's going to get painted up in the green. Centre of the lights then will get painted in sort of the silver colour, with the glass then in front of that. But that all can all be done at a later stage, you know, during the finishing up touches and things like that. So, next step is onto the rear. Okay, so I'm going to get started on that now. I'm going to build up the rear section of all that, and have all that ready for painting then. And once all the bits and pieces are all ready for painting, then I can paint. Okay, so I'm going to get stuck in with that. When that's done, I'll give you a squint at that. Like I said, just want to put on the lights, a couple of other little bits and pieces. Make sure then that I've got the bits that have to be painted separately, like this, the two rifle holders for in there. There's the top of the cab, which is going to be a different colour again. Gets done in khaki, I think. Right, so we've got we've the windscreen has to be painted separately, and so does the front grille bars. Okay, they've got to be painted separately as well. So making sure that I've them on little stalks or some way for painting, so then when I'm spraying, I can just spray it all in one go, and then once all the paint is all set and everything else, then just assemble, finish off the assembly. Any bits of glue then that have taken a bit of paint off, do a bit of touch-ups. And it's easier to touch up than trying to paint the whole thing as one unit. Okay, so I'll get carried on and I'll get that done. Okay, and all this, because this can all be painted as one section as well. There's no problems with that. Final step there then is just a couple of jerry cans and things like that for the final assembly. We'll be going for this version here with the those bars down and around over the top, as opposed to in place. We won't be putting them in place, we'll be gluing them together and sticking them, oh sorry, here we go, we'll be sticking them together like that, okay, rather than that way. So that's it. So for the time being, next step, like I said, is to get these done, and when it's all ready for painting, it's ready for painting. Hopefully in the next clip. Okay, so catch you in a minute. Right, so there you go. Now let's get back to where we were. We did the cab, as you just saw, right? And I said I wasn't going to fit this piece in because I want to paint the front of the radiator. Okay, but what I did do was they gave you two. You had two because it's on the A sprue, and you have two. You only need one, but you have two. You have a spare one. So it gave me a chance to kind of experiment with it. So it's just placed in, okay, just roughly placed in there. It's not glued in or anything. I can pop that out now in a second. But what I did was I kind of damaged it up a bit just to see what it would look like damaged up. Now it looks very good, I must admit. But searching through photographs, and God knows what else, the actual photographs that I have, but photographs on the internet. And of all the places I've seen these trucks damaged, one place I've never seen them damaged is that grill. Okay, so it would be kind of useless to go off and damage up the grill and have the rest of it all in good nick. Because if it got to the stage where the grill got damaged to that extent, the rest of it would be there'd be a lot more damage, which I'm not prepared to do. Okay, so it was a nice little experiment, but we're not going ahead with it. Okay, so that was our spare one, but it was a handy little thing to have, just to see, give it an old go, just to experiment on it. But there's our cab anyway, right? Minus the dashboard, the windscreen, the two rifles that go in there, and the hood, and that's it then. Okay, this got to be painted up, silver in there, and then I can put on the glass on the front of that. Excuse me. So there's the hood, there's the cab, right, stuck on the lights, which weren't missing the last time. I weren't missing, but I just hadn't done them. Okay, so we move on then, and we're on to the truck bed. You can probably see here in the corner, there it is there, it's all done. You get the two options again, whether you have the seats up or the seats down, seeing as we're doing the cargo version as opposed to the troop carrier. We didn't use this bit, okay, so we didn't go with this configuration, we went with this one here. Then it was just a case of let's slip these in together. Now, it was fiddly, but it wasn't awkward and it wasn't undoable. I was just getting them to sort of sit in square while everything, glued into place. But it went in, it went in for a finish, and I had no problems with it at all. A couple of little niggly ones at the start, figuring out how I was going to get it done. Because they didn't want to kind of stay in place and stuff like that. And then I spotted this little thing here on the instructions. Shows them with a bit of TAMIYA tape on the side, and it helps to keep it square. And believe it or not, it does. Okay, so I just used a little bit of the old TAMIYA tape, held it onto that, got the whole thing square and in place, and then glued it up. And it's solid. It really is. And the tailboard works. Okay. Okay, so you can have the tailboard down or up, and it kind of clicks in purely by the way that how straight and solid it is. Okay, there we go. So drill to bits with that. Okay, and the other side of it then, where it holds onto the chassis, those little bars, and especially these mud guards, the fitting of them was absolutely lovely. It was really, really nice. There was no fiddliness whatsoever, and they're solid. Okay, they are solid. Now obviously if I wiggle them they're going to break off, but they're, for what they are, they're solid. So that's the construction all finished with. Okay, so my next step then is the painting. So I have my wheels, as you can see, all here ready for painting, and I've got my little painting block that Simon made me up. Okay, the old got painted over, I had my little logo there, my initials on it. But on that now I've got my driver on his little stalk. I have the shovel. I have the dashboard. Okay, because the dashboard was a flat piece, all I did was I used a bit of TAMIYA tape, stuck onto a bit of a toothpick. There we go, there's our dashboard ready for painting. Okay, I have the tool rack. Now what's handy is to kind of leave one of the sprue attachments on it. Okay, and you can use that then as support for clipping your sort of crocodile clips onto when you're painting them. And I did that with quite a few of the little pieces. There's those two M1s in their little holders. Okay, so as you see again, left a bit of the sprue on it. There's our spare front grille, left again the sprue bit left on it. We've got our wing mirror, the windshield, the canopy. Now I forgot to keep a bit of sprue on the canopy because I had it dry fitted and I was playing around with it there while I was building things, and things was dry, seeing how it fitted and stuff. So I'm just going to sort of use the crocodile clip it on there in the centre down low, right? And when all that's painted and the paint is kind of dry and I still have a bit of paint going, or even can hand paint it, I can just pop that off and just touch up, and I'm only touching up a really tiny little section. And finally we've got Roger's helmet. Okay, Roger the driver, there's his helmet. Okay, so all I got to do now to get ready for painting, I'm going to get this painted tomorrow because I paint during the day, I don't paint in the evenings because I'm up in my bedroom. And even though I'm only using the acrylics, these TAMIYA paints, it leaves a kind of a mist in the air and you don't want to go breathing that in at night time. So what I do is I just open the window, give it nice and ventilated, and I spray away and let it clear. Now I was waiting for this to come. Yeah, my X28 thinner, absolutely fabulous stuff, and a couple of suppliers were out of that for ages, but they're all back in now, and I finally it arrived today. So thanks to Mark's Models in Dublin and Cork here in Ireland, and I ordered that on the 25th of December. So you could say during New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve I bloody well ordered it, and it came today, which is fabulous considering shops and all that are closed over the Christmas period, everything else. It came today by courier and I'm thrilled to bits with that. And I got two more TAMIYAs, and I got this lovely little bottle of Alclad 2 Aqua Gloss. This is a fabulous gloss, and it is a really, really fabulous gloss. One thing people will tell you is don't shake it. Why? I don't know. It's whether it's liable to explode or whatever, I don't know. But don't shake it. You can use it straight out of the bottle, and it is a fabulous, fabulous gloss. Top of the range gloss. Really, really good. Brilliant gloss. So I have my paints all ready to go. So for that, do I already have that? What's that? NATO green and what's a field grey. I have all my paints ready to go. I have my olive drab. I know I have an olive drab there, which is the colour for the truck. Quick check on that now, make sure I do have it. Flat black. There we go. Olive drab, XF62. Okay. Excuse me. XF62 olive drab. That's going to be the base colour for the truck. Okay. I have my rubber back for the wheels, and for the driver. I don't have the proper colour for his uniform, so I'm going to give him a NATO green uniform, and I suppose I shouldn't really, but I will. I'll go ahead and use it's either a NATO green or I have another colour there that is very, very close to their uniform colour. Okay, I'll just show it to you now. I mean, in watching films and God knows what else, I know I keep bumping off the thing. I'm trying to find the bloody paint. I'm mixing up everything here now. And typical John, do you know, I should have had all this. I should have all this sorted before I even started, shouldn't I? Right. That's dark green. You can hear me fiddling away in the background there. Let's just set one up to the top. No. It's there somewhere. Khaki drab is the colour, and it is very, very, very close to the uniform colour of the American uniform colour during World War II. So I'm going to go with either that or the NATO green for his uniform, just so it's not the same green. Anyway, it's only in his trousers because his jacket is that desert dark yellow, the desert yellow colour. So anyway, that's it for this update. The build update. It's finally built. Next step is to get it painted, and then we can start on the accessories, all the bits and pieces I'm going to put into the back of that. And I do have an idea for something I want to put into the back of that. I'll tell you more in the next one. So in the meantime, enjoy your modelling. Don't forget to stay tuned for further updates. I will have an update up pretty soon then on the painting of it. Don't forget to join us on Monday. Myself and Abs, we do our bum. You can join us on the bum on Monday. It'll be the first bum of 2019. Nearly said 2018 there. First bum of 2019 on Monday. So lads, I'll catch you then. Stay safe, be nice to one another, and like I always say, don't forget, go out and buy yourself a kit, build it and enjoy it. It's John signing off and saying I'll catch you on the next one.